some final checks here, but I think everything is working. And it is 5:24 a.m. and that means we're about to get started with our morning workout and the morning routine. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear and see me, and say hi. Let me know how you're doing this morning. How am I doing this morning? It is Sunday morning, 5:25. And I am doing great at a 3-hour kettlebell workshop yesterday afternoon, which was super fun and super interesting, and I learned a lot. One of the things that I learned is that there is the distinct difference between kettlebell sports and hardstyle, that I have predominantly been practicing hardstyle, and all of my tutorials are also hardstyle tutorials, as there's also the kettlebell sport style, which has a very different rhythm and float in. Both serve different purposes. Hardstyle might be a bit more strength and heavy kettlebell, super heavy weight oriented, whereas the kettlebell sport style also uses very heavy weights though, but the time under tension, the duration is very different. You work towards 10 minutes of work or 30 minutes of work. So it's a different way of approaching kettlebelling, as far as I understand right now. So interesting, fun, and a good addition to my arsenal. And good to explore different things, because I think different use cases or different people explore and love different kinds of trainings. So that's where I am at this morning. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to go to a school to a trainer that works more with hardstyle, to work on technique there. But I'm also going to be, you'll see me and I'll call it out when I'm trying to do something in one style or the other, and maybe why. This morning is a heavy training, higher weights, low reps. So if I'm doing any swinging or anything, it will probably be more in the harder style of kettlebelling. But the warm-up, for example, I'm going to actually do the kettlebell sports style, hand-to-hand swinging, and you'll see what that means and why I might do that. That being said, I train to live a self-sufficient, active, adventurous life. I want to be healthy well into my 90s, hopefully up to 100 if my body and mind allow, and I think I'm right on track to do that. After this workout, I'm going to have a cup of coffee, I'm going to edit a video, which is the my get started basic with the kettlebell program. It's a 2-week program now, which consists of 6 trainings. Every time we add 2 minutes of work, so you start with 10 minutes, and actually we end with 20 minutes, which is really fun, and it's very low intensity. So if you're looking for a way to get started with kettlebell, that might be a good way to just get used to lifting the weight up off the ground for an extended period of time. And from there, we'll start building other things. This is not about the way I look, it's about the way I feel, and I feel great. I feel like I can take on the world. No, but yeah, I feel pretty good at 40, healthy, fit. It's not that I never get sick or ill or anything. I do, but I feel I recover quicker. I feel I have more energy and stamina throughout the day. I feel I have my sleep schedule under control, and I feel I'm eating well. I feel I'm moving sufficiently to, feel good about myself. But before I got to that stage, just need to remind myself that we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. Because I think that's the root of all change, that the person that we carry around and walk around as every day, that we understand that that is completely fine and good person, and we can build on that foundation for sure. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. So to get started, we're doing every minute on the minutes today, and it's going to be a heavy day, so I have the 24 out for some 2-handed swings. We're going to be doing some rows. We're going to be doing some one-handed swings. Yeah, let's see. Let's see how far we get with the program. But right now, we're going to get started. We're going to do a couple of one-handed swings, and then we're going to do the flow. And after about 4 or 5 minutes, we're going to get started with the slightly heavier kettlebells. There we go, off to a good start. Deadlift, row, clean, press, squat, deadlift, row, clean, press, squat, deadlift, row, press, squat, deadlift, row, clean, press, squat, deadlift, row, clean, press, squat, deadlift. Whew. And it's about 8 degrees outside, so that's definitely a change with a couple of weeks ago. Deadlift, row, clean, press, squat, deadlift, row, clean, press, squat, deadlift, row, clean, press, squat. Last one, deadlift, row, clean, press, squat. Whew. And for anyone who's watching and dropping by, thanks for dropping by. Leave a thumbs up or a like. Hit those hearts or flames or 100s. So let me know if you think I'm doing a good job. And let me know where you're dialing in from on Sunday morning. If you don't mind on the chat, I love to hear from people where they're from, what they're doing, whether you're into kettlebell or any other kind of sport. I think go. All right. Now, going to go. Two-handed hardstyle swing. 5 times, so that's more than enough with a 24 kilos. We're alternating that with 10 rows. Johnny, good morning. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you're doing well. Hope life is treating you well. You working out this morning? If you need me to call out anything in specific, you let me know. We're doing the gorilla rows now. 5 on each side. Just keep in mind today, everything is heavy weights, which is a rare occasion on my channel. Okay. I also had the brilliant idea yesterday that I was going to do goblet squats with the 24 kilos. So let's see how that works out. Most important thing with a heavy weight, good technique, minding the way we move. Don't want to put anything out. Neutral spine, feel it in the glutes, hamstrings, and I get up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And apparently the starting weight for competitiveness is that 24 kilo. And I can tell you, I'm definitely not interested in swinging around a 32 kilo kettlebell. So, but respect for the people who can do that, because it requires a lot of strength and conditioning. All right, 5 times each side. Third set, 5 swings. Just putting in the work bit by bit. And third set of the gorilla rows. I think one of the things that I find hardest is the width of my stance. You always notice I stand maybe a bit too narrow with my legs. My legs narrow of a space between my legs. Might need to stand a bit wider. So learn something every time we train. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. The fourth set of a swing. And for anyone watching, thanks for dropping by my channel. Working on my morning routine, just working out, doing my kettlebell swings this morning. And after this, I'm going to go out for a short run. Just need to dress up for the temperature. Okay, 3, 2, 1. High back, explode. Fourth set of the rows. And the fifth set. Or maybe you have health and fitness goals. As you're watching this and you've come across kettlebells and you want to learn more, I have had my own journey on health and fitness. I should talk a bit more about how I got to where I am today. Final set of these heavy two-handed swings. As you think that 5 looks easy, I can tell you for me, it's hard enough. And in training, that generally is also the only thing that matters. That it feels good for you. Because training is very personal. So anyway, my journey here, I was always chubby as a child, by the way. I was probably the heaviest in the class in primary school. I got teased, bullied a little bit in high school about my weight. But generally nothing too terrible, but memories that stick. Then I lost a whole bunch of weight when I was 16, 17, started going to the gym. So not in the best shape of my life with the I just take a light break. I'm going to do cleans and then goblet squats, alternating. And I've been doing a lot with the kettlebells yesterday. I need to be mindful that I don't injure my hands. All right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll limit that to kettlebell swings. And your kettlebell tonight. Hang up. Hill for gorilla rows. Hill from 20, 40 pounds. It's 12 to 20 pounds. All right. Yeah, that's good. That means you're making progress. That's cool, Johnny. Just be mindful of the technique, right? And be mindful of your body and respond to however it indicates it thinks you're doing. Yeah, not liking the way that feels. In which case, yes, we can do a press instead. That involves a clean, but not over and over again. And my wrist, the muscle, the tissue is slightly sore from yesterday. But that's really cool, Johnny. So keep up the good work. Every minute on the minute, I'm going to check. Ben's Jam. Do you do MMA? I do not do MMA. Watch it a little bit once in a while, but I don't practice it. No. Why do you ask? I think kettlebell is becoming a bit popular amongst the MMA or the martial arts crowd recently. I can understand why. I do have a black belt in judo, and there's something about the way you build up strength, but also the training intensity. That has a lot of similarities with, I feel, what a judo training at black belt competition level was like. Yeah. Oh yeah, kickboxing cool as well. I think all martial arts have a lot to offer. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much, and thank you for dropping by. That's very interesting. Yeah, no, totally. I think the mix is fascinating because every different body has different techniques that better lend themselves to the way it's built. For one, but also different situations, different types of fights, and of course different types of styles from the opponent. So I did judo, kyokushinkai, and kickboxing, and I'm actually considering Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Well, thank you for dropping by. I appreciate that. And I guess that's true. In a way, it takes one to know one. So, what I was saying before about my weight loss journey. And I got really fit training for judo when I was 18. Then became a student. And of course, student life, you have all of the parties and drinking. And I changed a lot. I managed to get that under control slightly around 25 when I went to Boston to study for half a year, but then slipped back into bad habits. And I think by the time I got to Ireland for my job, by the time I got to Ireland, my job, I was not the healthiest person, and I think I didn't do myself any favors while I was there in terms of what I was eating and how I was living. So I came back 102 kilos. This was probably about 6 years ago. And one day, still didn't really know, even though I thought all the clothes in the world were a bit too small and that everything had shrunk. Until one day, it's funny, right? There's like this moment where realization dawns on you. I'm going to do two-handed swings with a 20, 10 times. To finish this off, realization dawns on you where you realize that that it's not the world, but it's you. For me, it was when I saw a picture. I dressed up for a work party, as Freddie Mercury, because we had the theme pop icons. Freddie Mercury at Wembley, at the white and the yellow. And I saw a picture of myself and I thought, dude, who's that guy? Because that is not at all what my self-image was at the time. So anyway, from that point, I was clear that something needed to change. And I've been on that journey ever since. I dropped all the way down to 79, went to a personal gym, worked out a lot, heavy weights, deadlifts, bench presses, everything. Had our first child because of the distorted rhythm. Slipped back a little bit. Thought, just having a child is very demanding and does change your life. We had got somewhat back into shape, but predominantly was just focused on going to the gym. We had COVID, everything changed for a lot of people. We've all been through a lot in the end. And we had our second child, and only when our second child started sleeping after its first years, the first one was about 3, the second one was 1. That was during a holiday that I managed to start getting back into a real rhythm, which resulted in this year being able to get back into the rhythm of working out every day, which if you've followed me on my channel, my live stream, you know I am pretty consistent. 8, 10. Pretty consistent. So, but it's always the triangle, right? There's sleep. You can't beat sleep. The biggest improvement to health and well-being in my life I've made to trying to be strict on getting as close to 8 hours sleep as possible. I usually get up to 7.5, and that seems to work really well for me. The second one is food. The second one really is food. Just eating well, healthy, within my means and my schedule. That's a challenge in and of itself. And then finally, there's moving. It's not even training or exercise. It's just walking, gardening, or doing things around the house or outdoors. Getting the heart rate up to about 60%. At least 30 minutes a day, but hopefully a bit more. Now, in movement, we can branch out into different kinds of exercise. But generally, just moving more, sitting less, is going to do miracles for our health. So why all the kettlebell swinging and weight training if walks are good for our health? You then wonder. And I think that's a great question. Because movement is one thing. Building strong muscles, building strong heart, challenging your cardiovascular system to be able to deliver peak output, but also have a strong base require different kinds of stimuli, which is why weight resistance training, strength conditioning training, and conditioning training should be a part of the routine to create, to expand the capacity of the body. So, for example, being able to maintain a conversation while swinging a kettlebell 10 times, despite the heart rate going into zone 3, is a good example of that. Final set, and then I'm going to be off for my run. Thanks, bench champ. You take care as well, and hope to see you on another stream. Johnny, I hope you're doing all right. How's the weight increase feeling for you? Does it feel manageable? All right, that was a good workout. We did rows, did squats, did swings, we did presses, heavy weights. It's a good start of the day. Johnny, again, congrats on moving up a weight. Well done. Progress is power, so to speak. If you're moving forward, if you're moving forward, I think it's always good for ourselves to realize that what we're doing is paying off. Let me just read your message on the screen. All right. See, listen to our body. I switch between 8 kilos and 16 kilos all the time, right? It's not doing anything crazy with 20 and 24. I think the wise thing is the wise man knows what his body needs. And adaptations take time, so smart on you for dialing it back down. Remember, one of my principles, don't get injured, because if we are injured, we can't train. And thanks for joining along today as well. Bench champs, thanks for dropping by for the conversation. Anyone else who's watched. My name's Toby, and I train for living an active, self-sufficient life. I want to go out on adventures, hopefully well into my 90s. Who knows, I might live into my hundreds in current society, if the mind and body allow it. And this is not about the way I look, this is about the way I feel. And I want to feel good, and I feel really good at the moment. Just remember, as people, we've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. Right now I'm going to show up and do the work by going for a 30-minute run in zone 2. And I will see you tomorrow. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in what I'm doing. And I've got my basic kettlebell program out, which is the flow, which is the deadlift, the row, the clean, press, and squat, all two-handed, and the basic two-handed kettlebell hardstyle swing to start building that strength and conditioning. Thanks for dropping by, friends. Thanks for watching. Johnny, I'll see you next time. Keep up the good work. And to everyone else, I look forward to seeing or hearing from you on one of my other videos or my next live stream.